All right, officially good morning, good afternoon, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Amanda Ryba. I'm the founder of the Illuminate Your Wealth community, and I'm so very excited to have a very special guest with me today. I know we haven't done a live here in a month or so, so my apologies for that, but it was worth the wait. I promise you, this is going to be worth the wait. I've got my good friend and longtime business partner, Mr. Roberto Camacho, joining us today. Roberto, great to see you. We're very excited to have you with us. And if you do not know this gentleman, he's been in the financial services industry for over 20 years and just has built a massive business between himself and his wife, and they've helped thousands of clients. And he's going to be sharing with us today some really important things that we need to know before we roll into 2025. So, Roberto, if you can just introduce yourself to everybody, let them know who you
Yes,
are, a little bit about your background. Tell us about you.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here with you. I'm definitely a big fan of all your content and all the stuff you put on it. So to be on there right next to you, it's a privilege. So hopefully I can bring some value for the audience today. And 20 years of experience in the industry, 2,000 clients, amass just just a variety of different type of clients. And so whether they're baby or baby boomers, I've experienced so much. And so one of the things I come to bring value for my clients by bringing them solutions, but in return, like I also get value back, and it helps build my perspective because a lot of them have life experience as well. So I've learned a lot being in the field for 20 years. So today we're going to bring some value,
I
and
love it.
hopefully grab those 20 years and just spread them out, spread out some love for you guys.
I love it. And you guys, I don't know if you know this, but we're 6 weeks away from 2025. 6 weeks away. Hello, hello. We see you waving down there. 6 weeks away. So, our goal today is to definitely share with you guys some things that maybe you should stop doing as we roll into the new year, and maybe some things that we should start doing as we roll into the new year. And for those of you, we are obviously in the financial services industry, so our goal is to give you some tips when it comes to money. But Roberto, coming with 20 years of experience, I'm curious, Roberto, what would you say right now? We're gonna try to get through five. What is We can do a mixture of things to start and things to stop doing. So let's go with, what is something that people should stop doing as we roll into 2025?
Yeah, great question. Like I think a stop should be stop spending unnecessary money, right? And it's so easy to spend it, right? It's like you get it, it's there, it's available for you. But like just make a decision. Like stop spending money. Like think about it, like if I spend an extra $5 on this, an extra $10 on
Mm,
that, like how quickly that could accumulate to being gone. But if I invested it with the idea of getting something just piled up so I can live off of dividends, I can never run out of money. So is it worth a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain?
yeah, that's a good one. So I have it in one of my videos. I say, stop spending money on stupid beep, SHIT. Not gonna swear, not gonna get me to do it today. But it's so true, right? We're so guilty. And as we roll into the holiday season, you guys are going to see Black Friday sales and, all these things are going to entice you to think that you're saving money by spending money. How does that make sense? Right. I
Mhm.
saw, I think it was Evan Janis, who's a part of our team, that had a really funny Instagram reel the other day that said, wives, you have to stop telling your husbands that you saved $10 because you bought something for 100 and returned something for 10, or something like that, or bought something for 10 and returned something for 90. It was something like that. And I thought it was really, really funny. So that is a big one. Stop spending
True.
money on stupid SHIT as we roll into the new year. And that's a habit. That is a habit that we have to build. I know,
Yeah.
guilty of that myself. I used to spend money on the stupidest SHIT. I do not do that anymore. So, but if they want to roll into 2025 feeling good and confident about their finances, what's one thing that maybe they could start doing?
Yeah, I would just start putting some money in for long term, right? So like always think about it. Most people have short term, mid term, long term money, right? And you have goals.
Mhm.
So you have things that come up all the time, expenses, trips, birthdays, celebrations. They're gonna come up. You know you're gonna spend money on it. But there's a portion of your income that you pay yourself first. And by you paying your money first, you lock it up into a place where you can't touch it unless it's for down the road. So by you doing that is placing that money already in a commitment. And I know men, we got commitment issues, but the reality is this: if you can grab that money, that paycheck, when it comes to you and lock it away, set it aside for something long term, trust me, you're never going to be upset that you saved too much money for long term goals, right? So that's something you
Mhm.
should start doing. Lock it away, set it aside, and let it be for you down the road when you need it.
I love that. When was the last time you had a client that was mad at you because they saved too much money?
Exactly.
Doesn't
Never.
happen, right? People
Mm-mm.
aren't getting mad about that. They might be a little bit like, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to commit to doing that today," but 5, 10 years down the road when they look at that, they're gonna be like, "Man, I'm so grateful. So grateful that I stashed aside that amount of cash for this." So I think that is a big one. I will add one to the list. I think a big thing that you need to start doing, if you haven't done it yet, is probably getting a budget together. Probably
Yeah.
sitting down and actually doing a budget. What do you think? Would you agree with that, Roberto? Where it's like, I think you should be doing this on a monthly basis, where you sit down and you look over your finances. Specifically, if you're married, specifically if you are a business owner, you need to sit down and start looking at, what do I have coming in? What do I have going out? And what categories of stuff does that kind of filter into? And how can you eliminate stuff that's not needed? Like, I've done this with some of my clients, and they're like, shoot, I'm spending like $150 a month on subscriptions
Hmm.
that I don't even use. Like, people don't even realize that they're just connected to this stuff on a monthly basis and they don't even know what's going out. So I think that is a big one. Sit down and actually do a budget and get in the habit of it. Like, can you commit for the next 12 months? I'm going to do a budget every single month and just see where I'm at compared to what I'm bringing in, what I've got going out. Where are my savings budgeted in there? Where's my tithing? All the different things that you need to do, and how does that all work? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that everybody should have a just a flow, right? I mean, whether it's a balance sheet or profit and loss, but you should have something that you know how much money is coming in, how much money is going out. And I think it's going to help identify the growth. I think that if you had that every single month, like for example with us, like we look at our budgets on a month to month base, right? And so that
Hmm.
tells us whether we have money left over to save extra on top of that, or we're going to put it somewhere else and we can put it into another investment. But the coolest part is this, especially approaching the end of the year. What was your finances starting off the year? So, like, if you don't have it written down, how can you know if you're in a better financial position starting 2024 to ending 2024? And if you haven't tracked it the year, it's an opportunity for you to track your finances today, ending 2024. So we can look back at it 12 months from now, seeing if you've progressed financially or you've gone the opposite direction. But you can't fix something that you don't know that's broken.
Ooh, ooh. If he hit you, he didn't mean to miss you, right? You don't know if you're not paying attention to
Yes.
it. And I always say you need to inspect what you expect, and what you don't pay attention to probably realistically isn't going to get any better, right? Like, we have to be focusing on the things that we want to improve in order to see change in those areas. So I think that's good. What's maybe another thing they could stop doing?
Yeah, I think another thing is to like stop being so generous, right? And gullible with your money. I think so many
Mm,
people are gullible. Hey, look, and trust me, like I'm a sucker for Girl Scout cookies, sucker for those. And so when I see them, like I want to buy 10 boxes, right? And so like, and then I got if there's 3 or 4 of the girls, like I want to buy from 3 to 4 from each of them, right? So like I'm a sucker for Girl Scout cookies, but do I need them? No, I end up giving them all away anyways. But I think about how many other areas of my life am I so gullible? I'm doing it because the kindness of my heart, but I could easily make the same effect with one. It's a support is still a support. And
yep.
what other areas of my life am I spending money on that I shouldn't be spending on or committing to that has really no financial gain or growth for the benefit of us? Because
Mm,
we only work one life and we only retire once. And
mm-hmm.
at the end, and Amanda said something interesting earlier. She said most people, they plan out more on vacation than their own retirement. So I think about it. Imagine sitting in our rocking chairs one day, if they still exist, right? They're not robotic by then. And we're sitting in our rocking chairs right when we're older, right? And we're sitting down looking at our lives. Are we really going to be planning our next vacation or our next resume? And that question determines on the actions we do today based off of how we treat our money.
Yep.
So just something deeper, right?
Ooh, and planning our next vacation or planning our next job. Okay, so our next resume. And that also brings down to, like, I mean, realistically, Roberto, I don't think anybody wants to be, when they're in their 60s or 70s, working at like Walmart or Costco, like checking receipts. Like, I think, I'm sure there are some people that do that because they're bored and they really want to, but you can tell on the look on their face if they're there because they want to or they're because they have to be there.
Mhm.
So it's little steps like this, right? Getting things in place now so that 30 years from now, when you do retire, you don't have to worry about going back to work. Like, you can know you can stay retired, right? That's
Yes.
the key. Compound interest. You want that working for you, not against you, right? So I think that's really important. What's something else that they could start doing rolling into 2025?
Yeah,
Make
I
sure they have
think
the
one of the
best financial year of their lives.
Oh, yes. You know what I do? Start planting the seed now. If you want that harvest, start planting your seed, right? So start planting the seed today. If you're already putting money into 401k, into investments, into the bank somewhere, you started the habit. How about we expand that habit now into the right vehicles that grow tax free, can pull it out tax free. So you got the savings component down, but now you have the
Mm,
taxation in there as well, right? Then we look at
mm,
different strategies. So, one, make the commitment, save money, and make a commitment now by doing it, whether it's $100 a month in a Roth IRA, cash value life insurance policies, IRAs, whatever the case may be, put money away. If you have kids, we have six. So we know that time is of an essence. And if we don't put money in every single month, it's never going to be the right month. It's never going to be the right time. So if you have kids, especially, they're getting older. Do you really want to put them through private school? Do you really want to put them in pay for their college? Make a decision and start now. So start that today. 50 bucks,
mhm.
$100 a month. They're volunteer. You can switch them on and switch them off, but start that before the end of the year.
Yep. Just that way you guys can know, because so many people go into 2025 or the next year and they're like, now I'm going to start something, right? Now I'm going to get a plan together. But unfortunately, it's too late when it's already at that point. You don't want to be going into 2025 and going like, okay, now I'm going to get it together when it's January, when it's February. No, you want to have a plan in place before you roll into 2025. That's the most important part. How good would it feel going into the new year going, okay, I already had that set up. I don't have to figure that out. Like I already did that. Right. And when it comes to your finances, you guys have the ability to do that. You can get that all set up in advance, whether it's something as simple as saying $50 a month, $50 a check to maybe three, five, four or $5,000 a month, whatever fits the budget. Just getting into things where like you just get into the habit of saving. I've met many people, Roberto, as I'm sure you have, that were planning to sit down and save 2,000, 5,000 a month, or they've got 50 grand they want to invest, and then they're like, okay, I need to do it. But what happens is life just gets ahead of them, right? They just lose track of time, they blink, it's a whole nother year. I was actually going through my follow-up list yesterday and calling some people that I haven't spoken to in over a year. And I'm like, so did you ever figure that out? And they're like, oh no, I haven't figured that out. And it's been a year and they haven't figured it out. I'm like, my gosh, you just lost a whole year of compound interest. Do you know what that means? Like that's 1 year of compound interest today could potentially cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in compound interest in the future because you missed out on 1 year. So some of the reasons why I feel like it's so important to just get started today. You just have to start. Uh-huh. Yep.
Topic right now, but nobody has that. But I do this. If you just are in the game and you're in it to play, and you have your money in the market, you're gonna participate. You can't make money if you're not participating. Get your money in the game.
Yep. Get in the game, right? That's what we say. You got to at least start. You got to take that first step and start. And obviously, the market, right? That's an area where there's no guarantee, right? We don't know if that's going to do well. I mean, we always say long term the markets are going to do well, right? Because they historically do. But I think that's also where the power of like the indexed accounts and all that stuff can come in, where we talk about the indexed Roth IRAs, the indexed universal life insurance policies. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so I like anything with a flexible premium. So flexible premiums are things that I can add money consistently based off of my needs and wants financially, than what they're requiring me to do. So when I can make contributions, and whether they're Roth IRAs, cash value life insurance policies, I could do IRAs, I could do non-qualified for children. There's a multitude of different ways I can set that money in. The reality is this: there's vehicles out there that actually can give me a great gain and participation in the market when they do good. But most importantly, I'm willing to pay a premium to prevent me from any losses to occur in my account. So an simple example of that is that we pay a small premium to pay for car insurance. So if I get into a car accident, they're going to recover the losses. I pay a small premium for health insurance in case I get something medically. I pay a small premium on my cell phone in case it gets damaged. So I'm willing to pay a small premium to prevent a loss. Well, there's index strategies in where you could allow to actually pay a premium to prevent a loss from occurring. So if I can allow that and prevent losses, I'll be willing to pay the premium because the upside potential is to make money consistently in an up market. So I love index strategies. I think they're phenomenal, and there's definitely a place in every portfolio for them.
I love it. Yeah. So again, it's just key to have a diversified portfolio, right? You don't want all of your eggs in one basket, especially when you've got different goals, right? You've got some short-term, some mid-term, some long-term goals. It's important just to have your money in the right types of vehicles to meet whatever the timeline is for those goals. So
Yes,
that's how I
yes,
always
I
look at it.
agree.
So I love it. So if people want to connect with you, Roberto, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, easiest way, find me on Instagram or Facebook, Money Man Camacho. Find me there, send me a message, send me a question. Trying to put out some content for you guys so you guys can learn how to just get ahead in life. Simple financial concept. I think everybody needs to learn and practice them. And if you do the simple things, you'll see so much further how much you get in your financial highway to where you want to get. So follow me there, send me a message. And obviously, love you, Amanda. Great content. Thanks for helping out my audience as well for all your information you pass on. But let's go spread the good news to everybody. It's the Good News Network.
I
'Cause
love it.
everybody needs a financial gain.
I love it. So would you say you're open to taking on some new clients if we need to before the end of the year to help some
A-
people out?
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
I'm here to help. Absolutely.
And you'll, if they reach out to you and say, "Hey, Roberto, I was on this live. Can you help me?" You'll talk to them, give them like a complimentary review.
Absolutely. I'll give you, it will be no obligation, no cost to you. Matter of fact, it'll be beneficial for you
Mm,
because after our 30-minute segments, it'll make an impact. Promise you.
I
It'll
love
make you
it.
think a little bit differently where your relationship is with money.
I love it. And guys, I will have his Instagram linked below in the description. So if you'd like to connect with Roberto, please do through Instagram, through Facebook. That will all be linked below. Just let us know if you guys reach out to us and you direct message us that you were on this live or that you watched it so that we know that you've already seen it. We don't have to repeat ourselves. And we'll definitely have a wonderful conversation with you just to see if there's anything we can do to get you in a good spot going into 2025. So, Roberto, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're grateful for your time. We know you've got a crazy business and a crazy household over there. Lots and lots of people you got to take care of. So we're grateful for that. And let's crush it, everybody. Let's make it a best end to the year that we can and roll into 2025 feeling good, feeling solid. Let's do it.